Perfect. Recording in progress. So, welcome. Hang on, there's people coming in. Welcome to this beautiful session. It was interesting because this came about because I put into the group, what does everybody want to work on right now? And there was two things that really shone out. There was this, and there was also the inner wisdom of the body, which we're going to do next. So this was one that has really been expanding, and it's really funny because obviously it really expands for me. So as I said, things are expanding for me, then it's expanding for everybody because this is why you're in this field and you're drawn to this for a reason. So I'm not gonna go too deeply into this because I don't like to waffle too much, but I'm just gonna tell you because there are people in here that don't know me and have never been in my field before. So just a brief bit about me. Everybody can hear me okay, can't they? I just want to make sure. Yep, cool. Um, I was born in New Zealand, and we've got Ange in the house from New Zealand. I actually grew up with Ange, and I actually did a lot of playtime together when we finished school. But I was born in New Zealand. I'm actually not too sure how old I am. I don't believe in the whole going into the your birthday thing because it tells the body that, hey, it's time to age a little bit more. I'm in my 50s. 50s and fabulous. I was really raised between two worlds. Oh, here comes one of my old school teachers. How cool is that? Um, talking about being at home. I was raised between two worlds. One part was really soft and intuitive, and the other was hardened by what I had to survival. And most of us have this journey, we live in survival. From a young age, I learned to carry things no child should ever have to carry. I moved through sexual abuse, abandonment. My dad left the day I was born. Addiction, which I'm not going to lie to you, I had a lot of fun until I wasn't. Toxic relationships, and the kind of heartbreaks that really, really crack you open, right? For years, I searched for safety and success, in love and achievements, until I realized the safety I was chasing could only ever be found inside my body. I looked external, and yeah, I did some fantastic healing. I did some amazing different things, but the realization of that it's an inside job, and this is where the work that we're doing and what we're leaning into now is where it all came from. I realized it all became from the beginning of my return. And what I mean by that is I realized that the secret little source I spent so many years doing healing was in survival of the embodiment of who I was from the self abandonment. And I turned self abandonment into power, chaos into deep coherence. I've built businesses and I've lost them. I've rebuilt from nothing. I've learned that wealth and freedom don't come from strategy. They come from the nervous system that really knows it's safe to hold. I've created money. I've created $1 million online, and I've pretty much lost it all, so to speak. Because it hasn't been flowing. I haven't known how to hold it. So today I live and teach this work from all over the world, helping women come home to themselves and men, regulating their systems, expanding their energetic capacity, and embody the wealth and power that has always lived inside of them. So this masterclass is a transmission of that journey, and I've taken it from the all the decades of the couple of decades of actually going down this where I was really, really broken to when I've actually hit the magic source, and I've realized that it's completely an inside journey. So I'm going to share my screen now. So you don't have to keep looking at my face unless you want to, of course. Then just look up in the corner. And I am going to share. I've actually done a PowerPoint presentation. I usually don't do one of these because I really get caught up. Now, where the hell is it? I really get caught up in the looking at it, and I'm not a multitasker. I'm a channeler, but if you just bear with me, don't say that. That's not funny. I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give a go the tapping and the blah, blah, blahing. So you've got something really beautiful to look at. Um, so the energetic body of wealth. I want you to take a breath and just feel the energy of that name move through you. Feel the energy of wealth. Now, wealth isn't about money. A lot of people get caught up in that wealth is about the green stuff. And we put so much emphasis and pressure and energy into money that we give it so much power. And in doing that, it takes away the true understanding and the true lineage of what wealth actually is. Wealth is love. Wealth is joy. Wealth is freedom. Wealth is happiness. Wealth is being able to walk down the road and go, I'm going to have that. And hold yourself as the person that can actually hold what you actually desire. That is true wealth. And you're not here by accident. You didn't click this for any reason. You didn't answer the call for anything apart from you are feeling the calling that there's something that's missing. And before we go any further, look, I get excited with the old spreadsheet. It's a real like, woof, and you'd understand this from being a channeler. It's like, oh my goodness, I've got to do something else instead of just blah, 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 which is what I love to do. And before we go anywhere today, I really want to speak into what energy actually is as well, because this is really important. Energy is not something you do. It's not a vibe or a mood or a manifestation technique. Any energy is your operating system. It's the invisible architect that determines how much life, love, wealth, and power your body can actually hold. Every thought, every emotion, every contraction, every expansion in your nervous system sends a signal to that field. And that field responds with precision. And it's matching your internal frequency before it matches your intentions. That means you don't create wealth through strategy, you hold it through coherence. You don't magnetize opportunity through hustle. You magnetize them through the quality of your energy. You don't sustain overflow by pushing harder. You sustain it by widening your energetic bandwidth so your body feels safe living at that level. This is what I call energetic mastery. It's the bridge between your vision and your embodiment. It's what turns information into transformation. Because you can have all the strategies, all the systems, all the mindset work. But if your energy is fragmented, if your field is leaking power, if your body doesn't feel safe holding the magnitude of what you're calling in, it all collapses. It all collapses. Mastering your energy isn't optional anymore. It's the foundation of sustained expansion. It's the key to holding six-figure months, deep love, next level leadership without losing yourself in the process. When your energy is mastered, life stops being about chasing. It becomes about commanding, and not from force, but from frequency. That's what we're doing here today. We are not learning about wealth. We're learning about the new paradigm of energy. And we're remembering how to hold it so energy does the work. That's the big key, because we get into the space where we just go, 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 push, push, push. And really, we just need to hop onto that line of riding the energy, because that is where true wealth is. And that's what does the work. So this space, this frequency is for the ones who are already there, and they know there's more wealth, more expansion, more of themselves waiting to be remembered, but they can't quite seem to hold it. When you see glimpses of what's possible, you start seeing the overflow, you start seeing the ease, you start feeling the power, the money, the love, the joy, the happiness, and then almost like clockwork, it slips away or it stops. You go from expansion to contraction, from overflow to exhaustion. from clarity to chaos. And man, do we love to cause chaos to tip those scales. Now I think I've got, we really do. We love to do that. Absolutely love it. Chaos, especially for women, is when we go deep into self-sabotage because our energetic frequency is not aligned. Men are a little bit more action orientated, so they don't go so much into the chaos. They go more into the energetic space of not feeling good enough, into their man cave when things don't go quite right. They go within, we go external. And what you start wondering is, what's wrong with me? Why can't I hold it? How many times have you said that to yourself? Why can't I hold it? Why does it come and then go? Why does it come, stop? Why isn't it flowing? And you start to really overthink it, self-sabotage, think, my God, there's something wrong with me. And usually, to be perfectly honest with you, there's a lot of time that you're sitting on the cusp of something absolutely brilliant because we contract before we expand. I actually did it before I got on here on this live today. I actually had some things that went wrong with my technical side of it, like having to prop it up with sardines and my light wasn't working and blah, 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 blah. And I had to go out and get a new one because I'm in a foreign country. I travel around and I went into the contraction of, oh my goodness, it's not gonna, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And I went, contracting before I expand. So I celebrate the contraction. I don't go into the chaos. I don't go into the energetic space and the frequency of, oh my God, something's wrong. Okay. Oh, what happened there? Oh, hang on. See what happens? Me and technology. I was doing so well. Okay. I'm just going to go back one. No, that's right. Okay, cool. So manifesting without embodiment is fantasy. Embodiment without safety is sabotage. This is where we bridge the two. Now, I actually call manifesting actualizing. Manifestation for me is just such a fucking overused word that everybody uses and everybody teaches and everybody regurgitates. I love to use actualization. So we're actualizing it into our reality, and we do that through the inner vessel. So you're not broken. Your body is protecting you. Your body's protecting you. It's so used to living in that survival mechanism that it goes into protection mode. So every time you reach for more, your system checks one thing first. Are we safe to live here? If the answer is no, your energy contracts, and what you're calling in begins to slip away. Not because you failed, not because you're not good enough, not because it's not for you, or any of those things that we tell ourselves. It's because your nervous system has hit the edge of what it can hold. There are 5 core reasons this happens. The first is safety. Your body has learnt that bigger can equal danger. More visibility, more money, more love can feel like exposure or loss. So your system closes the door to protect you. The second is bandwidth. We have the desires and the vision, yet our channel is already full. And when the field is saturated, overflow cannot say. It's the same as when when you're using all your energy, because energy is your highest commodity, energy is the most important thing you own, and you're giving and giving, giving, and you're depleting. It's exactly the same as when you're calling and what you're wanting. When your field is saturated, overflow cannot stay. And the third is incoherence. Your mind says yes, but your body whispers no. That split causes leak. If you have leaky energy, that's leaky energy. It's one of the aspects of it. And you feel a swing between exhaustion and crash. The fourth is protection patterns, people pleasing, overgiving, perfection, pressure numbering, and avoidance are ways your body buys safety when it does not feel safe to hold power. That's why when we go to do something big, when you've heard that a lot of people are getting ready to get ready to get ready to get ready, your body's in protection. It will not let you do that switch. and you're really wanting to do something and you're like, oh no, I can't do that. Oh no, I can't do that. Oh no, I've got to make sure it's just right. Oh no, I've got to go over here. And oh, but hang on, this person, I've got to make sure this person's okay. And oh no, what if I do this? And it's not, the other person's not going to like it, or what if it's not going to be perfect, or all that sort of thing. So your body has gone into absolutely safety mode. The fifth is pace. You are asking strategy to run faster than your regulation. When speed outruns safety, collapse follows. And the markers are easy to spot. You rise, then shrink. You get momentum, then you lose it. You feel the rush of power, then you need to disappear. You start to make it, then it stops. You know what to do, yet you cannot make yourself do it without a cost because your body's in survival. This is not a mindset problem. This is a capacity problem, if you want to use the word problem. I don't think there's any problems because everything's a solution. What changes everything is coherence and capacity. When the body trusts that it's safe to hold more, the leaks close. When you widen your bandwidth through regulation, your channel deepens and overflow can land. When you bring your pace into truth with your capacity, you stop forcing, you start sustaining. This is the work. When we are not chasing a high, we are building an inner architecture that can live at this level without collapsing. And when I first, somewhere along my journey, I mean, I've done mindset, I've done self-love, done it all. I called myself a life architect. And I really believe, and I still take this into where I am now, but I do it with alchemy. I really believe that, you think of a building. If a building structure is not, the foundation is not absolutely solid, and you start putting on layers, what starts happening? The walls start cracking, the foundation starts moving, it starts, things start to, the paint starts to chip away, and all of a sudden it starts collapsing because you have to have an absolute firm foundation. Your architect work has to be bang on as you're building. And it can't be if you're still holding a lot of stuff within your inner world. Um, so I'm going to move on to the nervous system. Now, the nervous system is the gatekeeper. Your nervous system is your tree of life. Have you ever heard that? Has anybody ever actually heard that? Your nervous system is your tree of life. You think of your body. Your roots are your safety because that's your foundation. That's, when you say, I'm really grounded, I'm really like deep and I'm really grounded in what I'm doing. I'm really solid. I'm feeling really good. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm really wobbly. Oh, hang on. Especially if you're multidimensional, you're like, oh my God, I'm up here in the clouds because it's a hell of a lot better than being down there. And oh my God, that human aspect. What the fuck? I can't deal with it because you're unstable. Your branches, the growth in it, they start to collapse. So, your nerves, as I said, your nervous system is your tree of life. Your roots are your safety. Your trunk is your capacity. So that's your body. That's the middle part of your body, which you can call it whatever you want. You can call it, your chakras, and you can call it your power center with your solar plexus and your sacral and all that sort of stuff, and your heart. When your body doesn't feel safe, basically, you can't grow, you can't move, you can't hold. Your branches don't grow. They get to a certain, you see a really big, beautiful tree, like, wow, that's powerful. How beautiful is that? And then you see a little twig and you're like, oh my goodness, that poor thing. You sort of you can't grow. Um, when your body doesn't feel safe, it will prune the branches back to what feels manageable. That's a really good way of saying it. So you're never going to be able to grow into that big, luscious, beautiful tree that can hold all the fruit, all the divine Mother Earth, and as well as your root system is going to start to collapse. It's not going to be solid as and be able to branch out and be really, really, fuck, here I am sort of stuff. Most people living from being are actually rooted in fear. So fear of losing it, fear of being seen, fear of holding power, fear of illusionary failure, which is actually fear of success. I do believe that's my belief. You're actually not scared of failure, you're actually fucking petrified of success. Fear of all the different fears come up. Fear that you're not good enough, fear that you won't be able to hold it, fear of all the different fears. So of course the branches never grow because they contract and they prune themselves back to where it's manageable. And when I look back at the years I struggled, The years I built empires only to tear them down again, I can see it so clearly. I was expanding without the solid roots. I was building overflow on top of unsafety. I could call it in, like I can call it in like that, but I couldn't keep it. And that is what we're changing today. We all know this one really intimately, right? Because you can feel it for years. I mean, for me, for years, I was the woman who could create anything. Clients, launches, abundance, even miracles, if you want to call it that. And then it would all start slipping through my fingers. I'd rise high and crash. And I used to think, oh, that's my addiction side. That's the high and the crash. That's what I'm used to. And that's when I started getting into the addiction thing, because you have the buzz and the adrenaline's going and then you crash. Same sort of thing. Caffeine. And that's why sometimes you're searching for that sort of stuff too, because your nervous system isn't stable. It didn't matter how much strategy I did, how much hustling, how much freaking healing, how much manifestation, I couldn't keep it until I realized something that changed everything. The body, not the mind, decides how much you can hold. The body, not the mind, decides how much you can hold. The nervous system is absolutely the gatekeeper of your expansion. That was the moment everything shifted. And that was not so very long ago when I decided trying to force my evolution and started building the inner architect that I could hold it. That moment I started listening to my body. When I went from collapse to holding. Your body knows how to hold more. It would blow your fucking mind. And I'm still like, I'm not saying that I have all this right or that I've got all the love, all the wealth, all the power. Oh my God, no. Like I feel it when I start to contract, and I feel it when I start to really be able to hold more. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, this is interesting. I'm sitting on that tittering end of, whew, am I going to expand or am I going to contract? This happens every time I raise my prices. It's like, they're not going to say all the different things coming. No one's going to pay that. They're not going to say yes to that. And then the other side of you going, but you're worthy of that. Look at the frigging results they get. What the hell? And so you sit in that space of, and so you just go back to the old way. The inner work took me from shutting down my business for 5 months. I think it was about 5 or 6 months, not so long ago, under a year ago. So what are we in now? I think I'm in my ninth month I'm in my third month back into it. So yeah, 6 months. So from last November to about July, I shut it down. And then I sat in the stillness. I sat and it was uncomfortable because I had so many distractions that I built around myself. And I was really discombobulated for a long time until I wasn't. And then I started to really understand about fifth month that I was missing the absolute embodiment piece. It wasn't about strategy. It wasn't about strategy. It was about embodiment of the work, not only the work I was doing, but embodiment of being able to hold what I was desiring. And in 30 days, from a place of deep embodiment, not strategy, and it was just like it just freaking happened. I made 135K within 60 days of being back, and that was in 1 month, in the third month of being back. And not because I figured out how to do it and how to do it better or anything like that. It's because I learned how to freaking hold it. And so when you learn how to hold it, the frequency and energetic space goes, oh, okay, no, she's going to have more. No, here's some more. Here's some more. Oh, yeah, here's some more. And it's not just about money. It's not just about money, because money is a byproduct of everything else. Money is a byproduct of everything else. I want you to know that it's not focusing on the money, it's focusing on the love, on the joy, on the happiness, on the laughter, on the creating these amazing opportunities that really make you freaking thrive. I did, and I hate this saying because when people say it, I cringe, but I actually did less and I made more. I had more fun. I had more laughter. My hubby used to laugh. Every time we went and played golf, he'd be like, why do you make so much money when we're playing golf? Because I love doing it. So if you love doing something, you're going to be looked after, because the frequency that you're putting out is the frequency that comes back. And money is just another energy. It's just energy in motion. And it's the thing that we just seem to be we need in this at the moment, in this lifetime, in this space, to be able to do what we want. So it's not that it's all about the money. It's about so much more. It's actually not about the money. The money is the byproduct of everything else. So is the success. Because when you start tuning into your body and you get into that energy and frequency that matches more you can hold, you get shown more of what you should be doing. Should be doing, that's ego. What is possible for you, what you actually do, because you're moving into that joy, the love, the laughter, and the happiness. So when you're in that space, you're in the secret source of your life. So today isn't about learning, it's about remembering. This is a descent, not into the darkness, but into your truth. And that's what you want to tap into. Because until you go down into the body, into what actually happens beneath those patterns, the stories, you can't rise to your next level with grace, joy, and a shitload of stable abundance. And abundance, once again, isn't about money. It's about laughter, love, happiness. It's about doing what you want to do when you can. It's about making the sacrifices so later you can actually get what you want. And I spent years doing that. So your body's not blocking you. It's not blocking you. The truth is, most people are trying to build wealth from a nervous system that feels unsafe having having it. So they energetically, your energetic field will repel it from your body, because it's still going to protect you from being seen, from failing again, from losing it. And so your energy contracts every time you get close to what you want. Can you feel like sometimes you're just sitting on that? You're sitting on that. I'm on the edge. I'm on the edge. I'm on the edge. I can see it. I can feel it. It's there. And then next thing, it's like, what the fuck happened? So your body, the universe, source, God is all within you. Yeah, there's an outside matrix to it all, but there's also, it's all inside of you. And so when you can understand that you have it all within you to create the external, you realize that you're the only person that's blocking it. And what was always happening 9 out of 10 times is you are in deep protection. You're in deep protection. Your body is the most intelligent system on the planet. And when your nervous system senses that holding more power, more visibility, more abundance could threaten your safety, it will shut it down every single fucking time. Because your body loves you. Even your ego loves you. And your subconscious is what runs the planet. And I'm talking about your inner planet, not the planet. And it'll protect you from what it perceives as danger. And remember the first few signs? Danger, danger, danger. She's going to expand. He's going to expand. Oh my God, danger, danger, danger. The nervous system is activated. Oh shit, 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 danger, danger, danger. And that's why so many of us don't break through to that higher level. That's why you can be doing all the right things and still feel like you're stuck. God, I spent so many years in that space. And then I'd overthink it. Oh, I must be doing something wrong. I mustn't be in alignment. I must be missing something. I must be. Your energy is saying yes, but your body's whispering no. And the body always wins. So, AKA, your soul is saying yes, your human is a hell no, and your human will win every time until you match your energy and frequency to your own unique code. We all have our own frequency code. And that frequency and the joy of that sits in the fucking happiness, the love, and the laughter. But until you do, being in that mismatch, you're leaking the energy. You'll leak. You'll self-sabotage. You'll burn out. Wealth doesn't come through speed. Money does love energy, yes, but I'm talking wealth. Wealth does not come through speed. True wealth, it comes through stability. And the nervous system is the foundation of that stability. The wealth frequency flow. How are we doing for time? Oh, not too bad, not too bad. I'm doing well, I'm doing well. The wells, this formula is really good to understand so you can feel into where you are. So this is what I call the wealth frequency flow. The movement from safety to regulation to expansion to overflow. And overflow is where we want to get into. Well, expansion, then overflow, obviously. Safety is where you root everything. Regulation is where your energy starts to flow again. Expansion is the stretch. That's the quantum edge. That's the quantum edge. Overflow is what happens when your systems know it can handle both the stretch and the stillness. And the contraction, which is what happened to me today. And then comes the quantum leap, which I call the overflow. So you can call it that if you want to. So you don't attract wealth, you stabilize the frequency that holds it. So safety is where you are right now. And the bridge to regulation is when you start to see and you start to really allow yourself to tune into your unique frequency. And when you tune into your unique frequency, the bridge no longer needs to happen, then the expansion comes. So it's like this beautiful, beautiful wave, and then it becomes the overflow. So I'm going to go into 5 key points that really hit this. There they are. So manifesting without embodiment is fantasy. You cannot think your way into overflow. I really get the shits with manifestation. I'm not going to lie. I really, really do. I I believe that some of the manifestation is great. Like, I'm not saying manifestation is not a thing because there's the law of attraction and that's the law of manifestation. That's what people have taken it and they've taken it on. They've put a trigger word on it and off they've gone. And I've manifested. Like I manifested for a year. I walked around every single morning talking into what I was calling in. And it absolutely fucking happened. And it was just before we left for Bali and we were living. And then we got the price that I was calling into and then on our house. And then we also, I was calling in 10 team members at that time and I got to, I think it was 7. No, it was 6. So I didn't quite make that one, but it's okay. 6 men, that was friggin' awesome. And I was manifesting all these different things. But really what I was doing is what I believe is actualization. I was bringing it into my reality through my frequency, through my energy. Because manifesting, people actually, a lot of the ways it's taught, and I'm not against manifestation, but a lot of the ways it's taught is just regurgitated bullshit. And it's regurgitated bullshit from people that haven't done it, or they've had a little bit of it and then a lot of the manifesting can keep you in a lack of energy because you never if you even when you get to what you want then the next thing and the next thing, so you're not sitting in that safety. You're not sitting in that safety that I've spoken so much about. When you actualize something into reality, you are already living in it. It's here. It's the whole reason why I do so much identity work. Identity work is so unbelievably fucking key for your nervous system. Identity work is one of the key factors I teach. It is huge because when you believe, and this is believe and trust, and we'll go into this soon, that you are what you are, then you can hold what's coming. It's future putting yourself into the person that already holds what's there. So what happens? Your nervous system calms down. It's like, oh, this is good. I can have this because we talk about this all the time. This is already here. This is coming. So you're actualizing it through identity work into your reality because you believe and you trust. And it sends signals to that beautiful tree, that tree of life that we can breathe. It's coming. We can honor the overflow. We can have it. My nervous system feels good. Okay, here it goes. So many people chase alignment with their mind while their body is still holding trauma, fear, contraction. They keep scripting, visualizing, affirming, but their nervous system is still signaling unsafe. I'm unsafe. I'm unsafe. No, you want that, but no, we're unsafe. And your body's gonna win every single time. Doesn't matter how much spiritual work you do, it doesn't how many freaking times that you're up in your emotional space talking to your family and to your spirits and your guides and source and universe, and you are God consciousness. So this is your reaction, this is your reality, and you're creating it with every thought, with every memory, with everything. But there is still that fact is if your nervous system is signaling unsafety, you may get it and lose it, or you may just about get it, or you may top yourself over, or something will happen because it's still signaling unsafe. And if your body's unsafe, it cannot hold it. The truth. Manifesting without embodiment is self-abandonment dressed up as power. You can't affirm your way into a life where your nervous system doesn't feel safe living. Your body's the vault that holds everything you create. If the vault's shaking, remember the foundation, nothing stays inside. People think embodiment is about movement or ritual, but it's really about congruency. It's being congruent. If your words and your body are in different frequencies, the universe listens to your body. You can say all the magical things you want. Guess who's going to win? That's why you see people doing everything right and still hitting the same ceiling. And I call that your upper limit. That's your upper limit. You can't quite get up on all your juicy stuff's above your upper limit up here. It's all up here, but you can't quite get to it. And you're still hitting the same ceiling because your system doesn't yet believe it's safe to rise. When your energy and body finally match, manifestation stops being performance, actualization stops being performance and becomes your baseline of truth. And all of a sudden, everything just gets to be so friggin' easy. Your nervous system decides what you can hold, and I mean, I've talked about this a lot. I mean, it's not your vision board that decides how far you rise, it's your capacity. The nervous system is the gatekeeper of your expansion, as I've said before. If your body feels danger at the level of success, wealth, or visibility you're calling in, it will shut the gates. It'll shut it. It'll be like, no, can't quite accept anymore. We're full in here. Let's come back to this another day when she gets rid of some more of her shit. When she learns that, oh, hang on, stopping is actually rising. Rest to rise, remember that one? Rest to be at your best. Yeah, no, you're overloading me again. Just step back, sister. You're not listening to the warning signals. I've said to you, I'm not ready for this. Give me a minute. Allow me to breathe. Take a nana nap. Have a bath. I feel like I was just talking to myself there. It will find ways to sabotage. It really, really will. The gates will close, you'll sabotage, or you'll leak your energy everywhere to bring yourself back to where you feel safe, even if you don't want to. It's like when I was an addict, I knew I was having panic attacks. I used to have panic attacks and anxiety. Oh my God, I would have a panic attack. I knew it was coming on. I knew what was about to happen. I'd get the sweats, the heart, the burning toes. Oh my God, I'm gonna have a heart attack. Boom, my body would put me down. And I'd be like, I can't smell anything. This is ridiculous. I know there's nothing. And you knew exactly what was going to happen. I mean, if you ever had a panic attack, you can feel me. You know, you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And you know exactly what's happening and you still have them because your nervous system doesn't feel safe. So you'll leak energy and it'll bring you back to what feels safe, even though it doesn't feel right, even though it's fucked up. I used to, when I was on the drugs, I used to do, oh my God, I'd do a line of cocaine and I'd take a sleeping pill to calm my nervous system because I would think about jumping off cliffs and all this sort of shit, but you still did it. Crazy because the body wins every time. The truth is, you cannot outsmart You cannot outsmart dysregulation. The nervous system keeps score of everything you've survived. And until it knows that expansion no longer equals threat, that's that danger, it will quietly sabotage every next level. Sometimes you'll get to it, it'll be really freaking hard. Be like, oh my God, that was just. That's why you get close then stall. Visibility feels like exposure. Money burns holes in your hand. Launches collapse. It's not sabotage, it's protection. The moment your body learns it's safe to hold power, everything stabilizes. That's exactly what happens when I rebuilt my business after 5 months offline that I spoke about. I really knew I could hold that. I had a 6-figure month. Last week I had a 65K day. My body knows I can hold it. And it's not because I did more. It's my body going, yeah, we're safe. Let's go. Let's go. This is great. Safety expansion cannot live in the same frequency. Your system can only expand when it feels safe enough to stretch. If safety is missing, expansion feels like a threat, like I've said. The truth is, you cannot grow while you're flinching. Every contraction in your body is a story about what it thinks it needs to survive. And you can feel your body when it contracts, can't you? Like, oh, I felt that. I always say, there's another thing I say, if the head, the heart, and the gut are not a hell yes, if one is a no when you're making a decision, then you do not do it. You do not do it because the body is giving you a signal. If all three are in alignment, it's like, oh, that feels good. That feels nice. Yeah, then do it. Your body is always giving you signals. Most people mistake adrenaline for alignment. Oh, yeah, I'm feeling good. This is great. Yeah, go. Oh, that was me. Oh, my goodness. Fear pushes you to act, but it never lets you rest. Never lets you rest. True expansion requires safety because only safety lets you stay open long enough to receive what you've built. The minute your system equals growth with loss, it will pull you back to comfort. It'll pull you back to comfort. And that comfort zone, even though you don't want to be in there, that's where it's going to pull you back. When you teach your body that more doesn't mean danger, expansion becomes natural. Safety is opposite of power. It's the root of it. The body is the portal, not the mind. Oh man, I actually believe that your true mind is your heart. This is your mind. This is your true mind. That's your second mind. This is your true mind. And it'll always, the mind always tries to lead, but the body, as I said, holds the truth. Your body is the portal between the seen and the unseen. It's where energy becomes matter. When you learn to feel and allow the body's signals, you allow multidimensional intelligence far beyond logic. The mind can create ideas, but the body anchors them into reality. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people miss that. When you live in your body, not above it, you become magnetic, grounded, and impossible to ignore. Your field is so big. You don't need to be floating above here. That's why so many spiritual people, and I was one of them, you get stuck up in the multidimensional space going, oh, this is so lovely. I feel so good. It's so wonderful. You're not grounded. You're not magnetic. You're floating. So the truth is, the mind plans, but the body manifests. The mind plans, but the body manifests. You can think about wealth all day long, but if the body is clenching every time you look at your bank account, that's the frequency that goes out. The body speaks the original language of creation, sensation, rhythm, frequency. When you ignore it, you're trying to create with static in your signal. The moment you start listening, like I'm talking really freaking listening, the field rearranges to meet your coherence. You don't have to force. You trust in the universe. And you just have to stop overriding your own truth. And the fifth one, overflow comes when your field feels safe to receive. So overflow is not mindset. It's a frequency of safety and trust. And this is another big one. It's trust. And I don't know, the level of trust that you have to have in yourself. And I'm going to say it, God, source, the universe, because it's all within you. As I said, you've got a whole friggin' all of that within yourself because you're the one that's creating. You created me to be here for you to tell you this. Well done. I created you. You created everything around you, every person. Every person has a lesson. Every person has a gift. Every person is a mirror of some sort. You have to trust everything in your world. Everything. And that is where most of us don't because we've got so much learnt behavior. We carry so many other people's belief systems. We hold so much in our body. Trauma is just an unlived experience. So when you can understand to bring it back to actually being able to allow yourself to live that experience, to allow yourself to live that experience, when I say live experience, to complete the lessons and the gifts of what that experience was, even if it's really like when, I mean, my stepdad sexually abused me. But when I understood what the lessons around it, and I understood the depth of what it was and how it actually showed up in my life and why, I alchemized it. And I trusted myself again because I did not trust myself. I cut off the bottom half of my body. I was like, oh, I don't trust you. You get me in trouble. You get me in so much trouble. But when I understood and I really allowed myself to complete that part, because mine was a lot of ancestral, a lineage, a lot of like past lifetime stuff, then you start to trust yourself again. You realize that you're actually fucking incredible no matter what happens to you. You've got it all within you. You just need to move into safety and trust because when your energy feels safe, you stop chasing. I've spoken about this and you start receiving. Receiving. A lot of people don't know how to receive. I didn't. God, no. I didn't know how to receive. Everything had attachments, everything had conditions. If someone give me something, I'd feel really bad. I'm like, oh no, I can't take that. Now I'm like, thank you very much. Equal energy exchanges are beautiful. This is really the state where life feels spacious when you open yourself up to receiving because you start flowing again. You stop gripping and you stop proving, and everything that belongs to you starts to flow in, and it stays. It stays because you trust, because you're safe. Overflow becomes who you are, not something you chase. So, overflow isn't about hustle, it's the absence of self betrayal. Overflow isn't about hustle, it's the absence of self betrayal. When you stop leaking energy through overgiving or proving your power, it, it consolidates. And overflow happens when your body trusts that what's meant for you won't disappear. If you rest, if you stop, if you pivot, if you do something else, if you're not grinding, if you're not hustling, if you're not, doing like chasing, it won't disappear. And that's when money sticks, relationships deepen, and creation flows easy. Overflow is simply what happens when your system feels safe. And it feels safe to stay open because a lot of us contract. It's that contraction when we don't feel safe. When you stay open, guess what? Your field stays open. Your vibration vibrates high. Because some of us stay open and we've got this beautiful vibration frequency going out, going, this is what I want, and it's coming to you. And then we, I don't feel safe. And so guess what happens? It goes, oh, okay, I'll go over here. Oh, this person, I'll go over here, or I'll just wait until you're ready. You sure? No, no. Okay, you sure? No. When you're ready. Because your higher self is so quiet. She or he is so quiet. where your ego and your subconscious is really loud, and your higher self's going, hello, you've got it, just a little bit more. But your ego is trying to keep you safe, and it's so loud because you're not safe. So you're not open to receiving it because you're sitting in all the noise. There we go. What are we on? Oh, okay. Expand without collapse. So this isn't about saying small. It's about anchoring deep enough so that you can expand without snapping. When you build safety in your body, you're telling the universe, I can hold more, as we spoke about, because the universe only meets you at your capacity. And this is where most people get twisted. They think safety means control, comfort, predictability. But real safety is the ability to stay open while things are moving. It's the ability to breathe through visibility, to hold power without abandoning yourself. Regulation. Let's move from understanding to embodiment. I want you to feel into your body. Feel your breath. Close your eyes. Just take a moment. Imagine your nervous system as a river. When it's blocked, the water's stagnant. When it's forced, it floods and destroys. When it's clear and steady, everything it touches flourishes. What is your inner world looking like? What is your tree of life? Take a moment to notice where your system tightens when you imagine more wealth, more love, more visibility. Is there a contraction? Do you feel something? Is it like, oh, I don't feel good? You might feel it in your gut. You might feel it in your back. You might feel it in your throat, in your heart. Is there any sort of contraction? And open your eyes. Your body is always speaking to you. It's always giving you the signals. It's always giving you the gold nuggets. It's wanting to expand. It's wanting to receive. There's so much desire running through your blood. Your blood is your desire. It's the life force. You know, your tree of life, and you've got your life force energy. And you've got a frequency is just alive. It's electric. You have to listen to yourself more. Tune in. Allow yourself to be still in those moments. See what's actually truly blocking you. And we've just spent the last hour remembering the truth that your nervous system, not your mind, determines how much power, wealth, love, visibility your body can hold. You've seen how safety is the absolute foundation of expansion. You've felt that when the body trusts itself, it's stopped leaking energy. You've remembered that overflow doesn't come from effect, it comes from coherence. Every contraction, every time you pull back or you've lost momentum, it was never failure. It was your body protecting. So it was chucking up some sort of mechanism to keep you safe. Mine used to, it was drugs, and then it moved to food. There's some sort of numbing thing that's going on within your body that it goes to, Or the other thing for me, and it can also depend on if you guys done human design, but I'm a manifesting generator, and I know that when my body gets frustrated, frustration is my number one thing. If I feel frustration, I stop immediately. So you will have an energetic telltale that tells you that something's not right. If and that actually that comes if you don't listen to the body, because your body will give you signals beforehand. There'll be something that you'll be like, oh, something's not quite right. Oh, my body's telling me so. How many times have you said, why didn't I listen to my gut? I knew I shouldn't have fucking done that. Why didn't I listen to my gut? I listened to this fucker. I should have listened to this. Or I listened to this too much and I should have listened to my gut. Head, heart, gut, all the yes, go, because one can override the other. That's why your whole body is your whole system. It's just your tree of life. It's your energy force. I mean, look at that picture. That's it in a freaking nuts. Look at it. It's just so it. But when we're so tuned into everything external, we don't listen to the internal. Clear your field. Do a social media fucking clear out. I don't follow many people at all. Like my field is so crystal clear. If anybody comes into any sort of vibration that doesn't match it, or I feel myself going into my old people pleasing, or I feel myself overgiving, or I feel myself the energy that is not an equal energy exchange. That's it. I'm sorry. I'm done. This is the most important thing that you have. It's the gateway to everything you desire. So, okay. I'm just feeling that I just need to clear a little bit energy. So everybody close their eyes. I can't see you at all, so I'm just imagining you doing. If you're driving, please don't do this. And I just want you to take 2 deep breaths, and I want you to breathe in, hold, and out. Breathe in, hold, and land. Mushkasuntaraya kamiantro kasia kakurianta haya. Ishakindraya mundraya kasia kakuru. Isamianda haya kakushka kian kushushka inda aya kurta a. Ian samandraya kashika. Ushakundu sundu iamando uruataha. Ishamanta haya. Ishaku anta haya inka aroata. Iandraya mundraya ingraya. Iamandroya zakiandro. Yamandra, Indra, Indra, Ishakuhantahasia Ayakuta, Yamandro Ayata. Take another deep breath. Wiggle your tail, your hands, give them a shake. Let it out. Another one, however you want. Shake your body and land. That was a lot of energy. Just clearing, 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 clearing. Mushikintaraya kasika hora. And land. Okay. So I really, really want to that wasn't in the notes, but that just happened. Okay, so the work you've just experienced today. So everything I've just shared with you today, it's just the beginning of you. It's just the remembrance, the understanding. It's really you getting a glimpse and a feeling into. Now you can really feel into the body and remember how to open again. You can really understand that you were never meant to learn wealth. You were designed to live it. Your body already knows. From the moment that from this moment forward, you no longer build from fear or control. You're building from embodiment, safety, coherence, and overflow. When your energy is stable, the field starts working for you. People will feel it. They'll sense it before you speak. You know, when someone walks into the room and you're like, "Oh, hello. Oh, I feel that." You become magnetized. Like people are just drawn to you for a beautiful way. Not magnetized, they come to you and tell you all their problems. They're just like, "Oh, I want to be in your energy." Oh, because everything is energy. It doesn't matter what I'm saying to you right now, you're feeling my energy. People want what you have, not what you do. Of course, they obviously, want your magic and your medicine, your power and your potency and all that sort of stuff, but they're attracted to your energy. Who you become when your body feels safe to hold the magnitude of who you are. Oh, yeah. You are the field. You are the energy. You are the frequency that everything else calibrates to. And this is just the beginning. So I've got two really unique offers that I want to share with you. And these are available for the next 48 hours. Um, and they're at a very, very unique price. So the first one is a 60-minute energetic body of wealth calibration session, and we'll go directly into your energetic field, and we will rewire the patterns that are limiting your nervous system from being able to hold the capacity. Will pinpoint where your system still doesn't feel safe to hold power, visibility, overflow, love, happiness, joy, and we'll rewire it in real time. This is a real recalibration. I usually do a little bit of reading first and whatever else that follows. And this is for a really beautiful price of $350, which is normally $550. Now, this is the one that I really get fucking excited about. These containers are they're fucking mind-blowing. It's a 1 month container, and people usually do keep going, but it's a 1 month container where we absolutely do the deep recalibration space with you. We expand your bandwidth, we recode your field, we anchor you into the next level identity, which is key to be able to hold what's coming. And we do it, I do it through direct mentorship. You have me Monday to Saturday, 24/7, apart from when I'm sleeping, and we get to do this in real time. Whatever comes up, you to speak me and talk to me about it. You have an open field. We have a portal between the two of us, and we go. We go. And it also includes 2 calls, it includes recalibration, it includes all these different other things that we do. So that is also available. If you would like the link, I think that's it. Pop link below and I will send it to you. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. And I'm going to hopefully, how do I bring you all up? Oh, I want to look at your beautiful faces. How do I do this? There we go. Where is everybody? Where is everybody? Okay, so if you do want the link to that, put it below. And how is everybody feeling? Overstimulation. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. It's a really good one. Oh, goosebumps. Overstimulation is it's a real addictive space too when you get overstimulated and you can't focus and you're Does anybody want to unmute themselves and share how you found that? Does anybody want to share any big takeaways? Come on,
Sure, I'll share.
see everybody. Hey, Angel, what time is it in the morning now?
It is 3. It is 3 in the morning here.
In the morning,
I'm
you're a fucking
super
rock
tired.
star. Actually, I'm just gonna stop the recording because this is now personal stuff.